Since the dawn of civilization, and probably long before, people have been drinking alcohol. Its euphoric properties and relaxing effects are well known and widely enjoyed. Alcohol is there when people play, when they bond, and when they wind down at the end of the day. And yet, alcohol doesn't impart its effects without consequence. The good things about drinking often entail some not so good things. While a hangover in the morning can be dismissed as a small price to pay for the benefit, it also reflects that alcohol is a toxin and takes a toll on us each time we drink. The more hidden consequences of alcohol usually express themselves over time. Hidden from our awareness or denied, alcohol can undermine our health and well-being, inhibit our performance, increase stress, and trigger or worsen mood disorders. Still, most people who drink alcohol deny having any significant problems, so why should we care?
The vast majority of negative consequences from alcohol use, whether they're financial or personal or health-related, don't involve dependent drinkers, the classic alcoholic that we think of. It's actually people who consider themselves normal drinkers who cause and experience most of the problems with alcohol. This is especially true among binge drinkers. Binge drinkers can have 5, 6, 8, 10 drinks on an evening and not really think they have a problem because they can go so many days between drinking occasions. And yet we know it's binge drinking that accounts for almost 3/4 of the costs associated with alcohol use in the United States. Now, people might notice a problem here and there, or they might see issues developing in the background, but they will rarely seek out a treatment or any kind of intervention until the problem is undeniable. That typically is when people finally reckon with the toll that alcohol has had on their life.
And the price we pay is steep. The burden falls not just on the individuals who drink, but on their families, employers, communities, and healthcare systems. As a nation, the annual burden of hazardous alcohol consumption has been conservatively estimated at $250 billion. And that calculation doesn't account for more recent research indicating that alcohol is even more harmful to our health than previously thought. How can we know when normal drinking becomes hazardous or problem drinking? And how can we reduce the burden on the individual, family, and society?
The truth is, the level of risk a person incurs when they drink really depends on several factors, and those factors vary considerably from person to person. In order to really know where they stand, people need to get a valid clinical assessment. There's so much bad information out there on one hand and so much stigma on the other. It's imperative that people use impartial, evidence-based measures of their consumption and their drinking-related problems. Also, it's important to deliver that feedback in a non-judgmental manner that really doesn't put any pressure on the person to respond a certain way. That allows people to feel less defensive and to really take the information in and think about it constructively. If you can do that, the evidence is pretty compelling. Assessment and feedback protocols actually help people make significant changes to their drinking and experience fewer alcohol-related problems. And findings indicate that people will actually maintain these changes that they made from this brief intervention permanently.
This is precisely what CheckUp&Choices was designed to do. Developed under the leadership of Dr. Reed Hester with funding from the NIAAA, CheckUp&Choices is an integrated suite of programs that has been implemented and evaluated empirically across a range of contexts. The Checkup helps drinkers get clinically valid, completely confidential feedback about their alcohol consumption. If individuals want more support to change their drinking, the integrated Choices modules offer protocols to help them either moderate their drinking or abstain altogether. People usually enter the site through a brief screener that helps them decide if a checkup might be beneficial. They can also go directly to the abstain or moderate drinking programs if they already have decided to make a change. A checkup takes most people about 30 to 40 minutes. Validated measures tap a range of constructs and provide feedback on personal risk factors, health consequences, normative comparisons, and likelihood of success with moderation, as well as levels of anxiety and depression. The checkup concludes by helping people think through any preliminary changes they might want to make. When they finish, the program provides a personalized summary report.
The health belief model holds that most people will take steps to reduce risks to their health if they understand how those risks apply specifically to them and the steps to be taken are not too difficult. The heavier the drinking and the longer it's gone on, the more of a habit it will be. In that case, physiological changes and lifestyle circumstances often mean that lasting change will require more than just well-informed motivation. Heavier drinkers, and really anyone with a more established drinking pattern, will typically benefit from a systematic evaluation of the triggers and rewards that support their drinking, as well as an exploration of their values and alternative behaviors. These exercises, along with other cognitive behavioral tools to help individuals manage their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors around alcohol, are essential and often all that's needed to help people, even serious drinkers, make lasting changes.
Both the moderation, based on behavioral self-control training, and abstain, which is based on the CBT and the SMART recovery approach, were found to be effective in helping even heavy drinkers reduce their alcohol-related problems. The protocols can be self-directed or used as an adjunct to in-person therapy. Because CheckUp&Choices is built on advanced software, it can be configured with content for specific programs, organizations, or populations. Our clinicians work with key stakeholders to develop implementation programs that maximize uptake, engagement, and positive outcomes.
Most Americans drink and never have a serious problem. However, many others drink above recommended guidelines, often for extended periods of time, and do experience significant negative consequences. As research continues to discover its harmful effects, both with regards to binge drinking as well as sustained moderate consumption, it's more important than ever that we be conscious of how we consume alcohol, both to preserve its effects that we enjoy and also to minimize the negative impact on individuals and our society.
The means are available to help identify and reduce the risk and to improve the health of people who consume alcohol. Whether offered through a targeted prevention program or integrated into a stepped care model for problem drinking, new technology can identify and address problem drinking. The solution can be found at CheckUpandChoices.com.